the downside is if you fall behind, this is a champion that can feel super underwhelming outside of those big sleep moments. And there is pressure on whenever you're going to pick something.
Yeah, it might just be a flip.
Seed.
I mean, we'll see.
This is a lot to bet on a flip. Oh, manages to grab it from the side of Bukata.
Paris is here.
Knock back to the wall is there. Paris immediately going to fall. Ice from downtown. Bukata stronger in the matchup, yes, but not in a 3v1.
As BDS both lane here moving the Q flash, and I think Bukata could have easily reacted to it. But it's actually 1-1-3 starting with the Skarner flash E, which I wasn't expecting, and it ends up being Bukata going down, but we got crazy trades on top.
Relevant. Boom!
It's a solo kill.
Blank. Genex flashing straight into his face with a long-range weapon to finish the job.
And he's bullying the Gnar. He's doing it.
That's what's supposed to happen, right? You're supposed to be able to bully him. Paris on the way out now. Bloodbath on every side of the map. Both teams, seeing that they have the isolated 2v2, decide it's time to start fighting. Kadui getting
1-1-3 is here
now, but 1-1-3 is on the way in. Ishtal's edge. Finding the knockback flash out from Kadui. Loopy will be locked up, but no ulti quite yet. Loopy set to fall. Nice lockdown, and 1-1-3 grabbing another kill.
And after a disaster early game for BDS.
Oh,
Kadui's no flash here.
Kadui way too far forward. Thought he was safe. I mean, he's going to take his time walking out of this one, but he should just fall. Shattering Strike, fall up CC there. Overextending. They don't have the damage to immediately punish. Q going wide. And Ice, he's just too damn clean. Again, he was dead 15 seconds ago, but they just had to make sure the buttons were going to get hit.
Going over to the side of BDS. I mean, Loopy has a crazy cheese here.
Loopy can get things kicked off. Reeker does have ult. Q flash forward. Immediate follow up. They're only managing to lock up one. 1-1-3 now ready to turn. Reeker doing decent damage, but will have to snap back in a second. Now taken out of the fight. Ice 4-shot going to hit the Drake, and down it goes. Reeker going back in with the Q3.
And it's messy from both teams.
I didn't want to wait him out. As the Hex Flash takes him away. Bukata going in. Not aware there's a Skarner waiting. Excellently layered CC. Not even time to put anyone to sleep.
That's a disaster for SK, and it's so disjointed as Irrelevant gets a good little chunk here.
Bot lane's push, 2 contests, 2 get those early kills, and it's just kept up that pace. And this is big for anyone following BDS. Hold that thought as Paris is locked up. Bukata here to follow. Paris taken down. Nice little trap there from SK to punish. But meanwhile, on the top side, the counter punch coming through is now it's Genex who's in trouble. Forced to flashback, but will get cut down. Another TP on the way up. Reeker with ulti available, and Nuke gonna start TPing out. 1-1-3. They just try to find an angle to go into the wall, but that is a fast Yone. Nice flash to the side. Nice lock up to bring him under tower. Knock back into the wall. Knock up. Kill will still come through. Maybe a 10th of a second off another tower shot coming out and finishing the job. Well played by 1-1-3, but ultimately Reeker gets the job.
A little bit disjointed with Paris onto this bot side while 1-1-3 is making this top side play. And it's a great dive, but because Reeker has the TP, he's able to force both Nuke TP out and kill 1-1-3. But a very well executed dive. 1-1-3 takes that last tower shot, which brings him down so low. Par's getting poked out a little bit.
SK walking to this choke is definitely tough, but Irrelevant's backing off, so he's not going to threaten too much here. Now we've just conceded we want full 50-50. Now that the Mega is gone, BDS are in a bit of a tougher position. Genex coming in behind. Paris will spot him, but who is spotting who? Paris finds the initial engage. Irrelevant now on the chase in. Loopy locked up. Kadui trying to fire back. Bukata, eyes set on the objective. 2.5k health getting lower and lower. 1-1-3 too far away. That's the Drake already picking over, but Nuke scooping 2 up. Finding Kadui looking to chase down Genex as well. Lockdown comes in from Ice. Paris gonna find the CC. 1-1-3 knocks him back. Symphony of CC there from BDS as they find those kills, but SK at least. But right now, I completely agree with what you're saying.
Yeah. Oh, 1-1-3 doing a little threatening.
Loopy just walking forward. This tower is about to fall. Good VAR assault to start things off. Paris missing a bit on the Shattering Strike. Irrelevant off to the side. Reeker laying down a lot of damage, but not going to finish much here as Paris re-engages. Nuke setting up the tower. Nice positioning from BDS, denying any potential fallout from SK. And again, disconnected from the side of SK.
Yeah, it's Loopy really desperately trying to defend this mid lane tower, but it's a 200 HP tower. SK want a match. They want to fight.
About in 9 seconds. Lilia fast, but not fast enough to get here, so SK will need to fight if they want to stop this one or prey on some sort of miracle steal. Some sort of fumble from 1-1-3. 3k getting lower. Shock blast in. Ulti goes through, and they manage to steal it. Ruin is on, but the flowers are still going to get taken down. Ice trying to clear as many as he can, but he only has 4 bullets. That was incredibly awkward. They do manage to find the steal. I guess I caster cursed it, but 1-1-3 still trying to force the fight. Genex with a knockback, but just brings his team deeper into the fight. A lonely Swirl Seed, the only sign of Bukata in this exchange. Kadui Good damage. Irrelevant. Not going to get hit by the Q. SK still pushing forward. They got it. They got the Otacon. How did that happen?
I don't know how. Reeker got a 3-4-man Yon ultimate while also stealing the Otacon at the same time.
No one shepherding that wave in from SK. Nuke can just keep pushing if he wants to threaten or deny some resources. Both teams 5v5, posturing, fishing for the fight. Irrelevant Meganar. Genex trying to proc it early, looking to knock him back. Blast Cone there. Reeker can now follow. Full committal onto Irrelevant. They want to take this Gnar to the fight, but it does mean that they've conceded the objective. 1-1-3 immediately coming in, trying to find the follow-up. A kill traded. Loopy going for more on the engage. Kadui with the ultimate. Lockdown on the Skarner. The chain CC there, but he still manages to get down the Impale. Sleep coming through. Can they find the follow-up? Nuke going for the pushback. The team ready to go. Eyes on ice. The Jin ready to take over, but he just doesn't have the position. SK, more kills coming out in the play.
And it's so messy, but it's BDS picking up the Drake, and I don't think SK can really get anything off of it. And the Sterax, while Nuke has a Merc Treads and a Stopwatch. I mean, the Seeker's Arm Guard.
Yeah.
Oh, Loopy.
Pale over the wall. Loopy locked up. CC well layered as Kadui tries to fire back, but Loopy still standing tall. Curtain call coming out, but all of SK ready to follow up. Some damage coming through onto Reeker, but Reeker can just now chase, getting incredibly aggressive, unstoppable as he recalls. Loopy will finally drop. Reeker getting taken out as well. The Ignite gonna finish the job, and now Nuke on the chase. Hungry for a little bit more. Baron on the table. BDS, they can start it, but it's a tough call. Bukata does have flash. He could just look to steal. Kadui just continuing to poke. Relevant Meganar on the way.
SK needs to drop it. They weren't able to get any of the poke, and 3 versus 5 is just not good enough. And it's Loopy getting caught out, but he's actually fine. But it's Reeker that really wants to make something out of this TP, and he ends up going too deep and falling. And SK are able to pick up the mid lane tower, but it's Nash for the side of BDS.
Massive to have that Nash. Will that flanking ward make the difference? For now, the answer is no, but it gives SK so much more confidence to step up and poke. Nuke, though, continuing split pushing. BDS can just back away towards Nuke if they want a 5v5. Instead, play for the inhib tower. SK caught between a rock and a hard place. Again, they want the Mountain Drake, but still they're risking a 50-50 at this state while Nuke is guaranteed to break a tower. Reeker trying to find the fight, but he does not hit ice. Crucially, Paris finding a bit of CC. Ice untouched. Objective down. 1-1-3. Better on the smite. That's the soul over the fight. The base now exposed as Nuke's involved. And this is disaster.
It's a disaster for SK, and this was practically a 4v5. And BDS doesn't look like they can go for more, but that's the Mountain Soul for the side of BDS. And they can continue pushing. They still got the Nash, and they're 5 members still up.
42 seconds left. Nuke getting value out of the Nash on the push while his team took the objective. That is the worst possible scenario for SK. They had to make a choice. Either one, they would have lost something. And in this case, they lost both.
And that's 2 inhibitors gone. Mountain Soul for the side of BDS. You kind of have to feel as SK. It's a tough game now.
It's a tough game. And again, if you let it go to Elder, I think that's a big mistake.
Yeah.
There's no reason. Relevant standing on the side with Meganar, trying to zone. Wall up goes down. Knock back onto Bukata. He should just fall. Stun coming through there as well, but he buys a bit of space with the stopwatch. Nuke and Ice now ready to follow. Nice knockout coming through from Paris. Instantly, the 3-man shuffle. The Emperor has arrived. SK not going to get the chance to fight for anything. Not the Elder, not the Baron. Bukata gets one back in return. Reeker does a little bit of damage here, but it's just not enough. Minions crashing in, but BDS want to play for a few more kills. The Relevant gets another auto down. Loopy will survive. The base, however, will not. And there it is for Ice. Penta kill for the Jin. 4 bullets, 5 kills.
And BDS, they will remain in control of this game as they close it out with a beautiful team fight. Killable and can just clean up every fight. But there's no champion in this game that can really do that. Sure, Sejuani can get some magic resist, but she's gonna take a while to kill anyway.
Shroud.
I think Irrelevant can just start fighting Genex here and try to make him burn spells, and then 1-1-3 can wrap in from behind. As Genex probably feels a little bit safe with this ward.
Oh, he's no longer safe, however. Exhausted. Irrelevant now going in. 1-1-3 committing. Gwen immune as Genex tries to get a bit more damage down. Irrelevant trying to find the snip on a Genex. Nice shuriken flip, but still, that's first blood for BDS.
And that's the cost of not having flash. As soon as so many of the early game leads that we talked about last game, and one of the big strengths of him. But we have Loopy here.
Hook connects. Follow-up CC there. Reeker, good follow-up damage. Nuke still has his flash, holding on as long as he can. Ignite ticking. Doesn't even burn it. 96 HP, walks away. Waiting for the Severing Bolt. Is Reeker going to get punished? Reeker desperate to get the wave in. But 113 is right here. They'll spot Reeker. Paris coming in as well. Nuke has to be careful not to overstay. It could be in trouble. Combo there. Easy kill pickup. Solo lanes from BDS, finding massive advantage. Next forced to dash away. SK at the very least are going to get this Drake, and BDS not in a great position to get something else on the other side of the map, so they might just try to fight this, but they're at a man disadvantage. Can't quite see. Nuke is level 6. Can ult into the fight. Paris only level 5. It could be tough. 113 in the midst of everybody. The lockup, the CC is there. 113 set now to fall. The flash forward into his teammates. That is not what you wanted. 200 health or more taken away from every member of BDS. Right as you praise him, it all starts to fall apart.
113, what was that?
These picks. And in game 1, to be fair, the Jace pick did pay off. They did find some early leads from it. It just didn't transition into anything more meaningful, but irrelevant. Very rapidly becoming a problem as this fight breaks out. Ulti in from the way. Kadui free firing. 113 goes forward and will get taken down. Ulti over the wall from Ice. Loopy's still walking away as the Drake falls for SK.
And again, it's a mistake from 113 as he really wants to contest this Drake, but his team is not in position. They're not around him. When he gets hooked, he ends up just going down and...
Ready for the full-on 5v5. Flash is up across the board for SK, except for the Akali, who does not have one. Same story for BDS. BDS being pushed back. Loopy, decent flank, but they're just going to try and turn and burn. He doesn't even get a chance to proc the Aftershock. He's just instantly deleted. In the meantime, irrelevant. Trying to 2v1 here, a single grub. All that's left. BDS already got 4. They're going to get 1 more as well. That's 5. The Gwen still standing, irrelevant. Dashing back into 113. Count up is Genax. Down he goes. Ice on a killing spree. Complete and total disaster. The Weaver's wall coming in. Reeker running for his life. Bukata taken out as well. BDS demolishing the fight.
Ninja Tabi.
There's a Swifties and a plated steel caps.
Plated steel caps could do. Come on.
Oh, he's at 7. Reeker caught out. Flick comes in. That's all the gold lead. That's the only strong position on the map. Deleted. The ulti's still going. Ice now ready with the setup. Just a few seconds away from the ultimate. Kadui waiting over the wall. Lays down a rocket, but not much else. BDS pushing in bot side, getting that pick, looking to knock down this tower.
Yeah, great play from BDS here. They're able to shut down the one member of SK that is actually strong. But then if KC loses to Fnatic and BDS beats SK, oh, a little wall hit for Nook.
Then we have the circle of... The circle is coming back. I'll just leave it at that. Reeker, nice fear. Gonna poke damage down. This is a very hard 1v1 to win. He's dead. 113's on the way. Threaded volley to finish. And again, caught on a side lane.
Yeah, it's rough. Rough. Smart threats so far. Just gonna say that.
You want 7 or 8, brother. We accept nothing else.
Genax is gonna get me.
Ulti coming in from 113. Setup is good. Flick is good. Follow-up kill is instantaneous. SK asleep at the wheel. Control ward covering that Raptors pit for BDS, paying dividends. In trouble, and I think it might be time for the same exact play we saw mid. 113 can just ult to zone away. Might not even be forced to do it.
Yeah, they don't even need to ulti. Wow.
It's 19 minutes, it's a 6K gold lead.
Yeah.
Right, I just don't know what the angle is here. For SK, it's so hard.
Yeah, Genax is here, but I think he's gonna be forced out.
Weaver's wall comes out. Reeker again, the target. Split fight though, BDS could lose on the bottom side of the fight. Nuke finding the initial kill onto Reeker. Paris now trying to retreat. Genax looking for a bit of follow-up, and Paris will get taken down.
Okay, a 1-for-1 for SK as they're able to do anything. But it's a nice little punish, but now they're going to have to give the Drake. And what you really want to see from the side of SK here is that they're able to pressure this top side. But
Reeker,
instead it's Reeker that's caught.
Again. One more combo.
No flash.
No flash. Nuke unstoppable.
Yeah, and that's just a mistake from Reeker, right? He face checks into enemy strong side. You get a little crab, but...
I mean, in a perfect game, or in a perfect level performance, there's so few plays, is Genax is rooted up. Chain CC there, ulti going in for the MF. Genax forced to retreat. Kadui just desperate to clear the wave, and the tier 2 will fall.
A little bit slow ult there by us. I think if he ults earlier, he could actually take down Genax, but to be honest, doesn't really matter as you're about to get this and you can't go into any bush.
Yeah, and you being strong in your 1v1 matchup stops mattering once you're out of your 1v1 matchup.
Yeah.
113 might be caught here. Kadui now following. They have to be careful not to overchase into Nuke. Nice start, but Bukata eating a lot of that damage. Not bad for the side of SK. Reeker now here could potentially look to follow up. Irrelevant off to the side, zoning away Genax. Reeker trying to get an angle to get a bit more damage down. Otacon leash, but it's hitting BDS a decent amount. Genax dashing over the wall. Nuke now dominating. That's a single kill SK, do they want to keep going for this? They're down a man, but a lot of blinking health bars on the side of BDS. Nuke half HP, 113 healing up nicely, and Ice isolated on his lonesome.
Irrelevant is coming.
Relevant looking to herd them. BDS hoping to find the setup. Weaver's wall goes down. Irrelevant trying to find the angle. Paris immediately going to fall up. It's a split fight, but BDS are winning both of them. Irrelevant now on the chase. The needlework making quick work of Kadui. Bukata nowhere to go as the flick back does manage to land, and it's complete and total disaster.
And it's an ace for BDS as they play it nice and slow. They know that they're strong.
It has been very clean. 7-0-8 for Nuke, 6-0-3 for Ice. Irrelevant 3-0-3, 2.2k gold lead. This Akali pick not working out at all.
They can get all inhibs here. GenX might be in trouble.
Falling. Irrelevant ignoring GenX completely to just hit the tower. Will finish it in the face of the Akali and is now finally forced to withdraw. So 200 gold back as Loopy's now going to give his life in exchange for very little. Not much else to say. Bukata starting the fight. Nuke. Paris now running. Paris gonna die. Hits the cowbell. He's withdrawing. Guys, like,
I think he said GG easy.
Yeah, just to be clear.
That's crazy.
This is the point of the game where
kind of 2v5 here. Whoever face checks dies.
Got it going in. SK. Last hope. Last fight. 8k on the Baron, getting lower. Bukata knocked up, knocked towards the pit, a little bit risky, but BDS just turning their attention now. Ulti unleashed from the MF, Irrelevant on the side. They're desperate to kill this Gwen, but he's still standing. Shield coming in from the lock of the Iron Solari. GenX going back in, but he's exhausted, he's a tired little ninja, and the shutdown coming out as well.
Yeah, you have to think that's going to be game here. It's going to be Gwen recalling, being able to TP back. A 4 versus 2. Kadui is going to have to make a miracle to try to hold this.
I think the kid of Corky is just not enough. You need a 4-item Aphelios if you want to turn this one back, but maybe Kadui can get it done. Paris with a quick combo. The answer is no. No, he cannot. It was short-lived. SK completely decimated. BDS can feel good about this. Huge confidence win for them. For SK, you just hope that they can adapt coming into their future series. Hope that this doesn't stymie their momentum too much from that first upset against Fnatic.
It was a very clean game from BDS. Super happy with the glow up from 1-1-3 in Paris. A nice little 2-0 and no real big throws. A little bit messier game 1 while an incredible clean game 2. And 1-1-3 showing that he can carry on tanks too, baby.
That he can.